All right, what's going on, guys? You already know who it is, Trip Money. Today we are going to talk about competing. I don't even know how I want to explain this. I'm currently working on a very important project for somebody equally as important. If you know anything about me, this project specifically lines with a lot of my goals, so I'm very excited to kind of be a part of this. But we'll kind of keep that a secret for now, get into it a little bit more later. I don't know why I'm making these expressions like I'm some type of talk host, but let's get into the video. All right, this seems to be the best angle to kind of get the whole shot here. So forgive me for this not being a like face camera video, but clearly I have something to do as well. So as we were kind of talking, competing. So as you guys know, I got my pro card last year to basically compete professionally in natural bodybuilding. I do physique, so it's more board shorts and not thong or compression shorts. But this year I'm kind of at an impasse on specifically what to, or how to go about it. My goal really was to get the pro card and really kind of be done competing. Competing honestly isn't, give me 2 seconds here. This competing, though, isn't that fun all the time. The pursuit of bodybuilding is cool, but you're doing a whole bunch of work to be on the stage for maybe 5 minutes. I'm talking weeks and months of dieting to be on the stage for 5 minutes. And personally, I don't feel cool up there. I feel more like a douche, if that if that makes any sense. And don't get me wrong, I like to look good. That's why you do it. But at the same time, I'm not the biggest poser. And when I say poser, I don't mean poser like faker. I mean bodybuilding poses. But anyway, like I was saying, now that I got my card, and even though the goal was kind of to get the pro card, be done, move on to other avenues of fitness, I kind of want to see where I stack up when it comes to the professional natural bodybuilders. And honestly, it's a little bit of just hit my foot on this damn ladder. I'm not wearing any shoes because I'm painting and I didn't want to get them on my shoes. Probably not the smartest idea if you're going to be doing home projects, but I'm in a pretty controlled environment. So, and I do ladders. I don't paint for a living, but I do deal with ladders for a living. So I'm pretty used to it, even though I've taken a couple spills in my lifetime.
Member of the council should come and say hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Do you remember me? I'm Julie.
Yes, ma'am. Hold on, let me turn this microphone off real quick. How you
Hi,
doing?
good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just recording a video, so I was. Yo, you're fine, yo. All right, y'all. Sorry for the brief intermission. I will have to explain the interaction another time. Probably, I'm setting up a pod with my friends, so probably then. Anyway, I don't know where I was at, but when it comes to competing, again, fuck, where was I at? Oh yeah, okay. So when it comes to competing, got the pro card. The goal was really to start shifting into other things, but now I do want to see how I stack up against the other competition, potentially win some money at the shows, and if you place, I believe it's top 4 in a pro show, you have the invite to go to Worlds for Naturals, which is basically just a bigger natural competition. So I'd be interested to see if I could do that. Now, some of those guys look like they'll smoke me, but I do enjoy the competition portion of competing, you know. But with that being said, let's get into the dilemma. So the last show I won was in April of 2025. The next show, it's March right now. There's that same show is going to be happening in about 6 weeks or so. Truth be told, I'm not ready, but I also am ready to put the bodybuilding chapter behind me. I've got a couple injuries that I need to start kind of tending to, and putting kind of as priority in my training, as well as just like I said, other avenues that I wanted to do and stuff like that. Now I'm typically lean year round, so it really wouldn't take me long to at least get competition ready. Not necessarily stage ready, but I can get up there and compete in this short amount of time, not necessarily win. Now it's kind of a perfect storm because your pro card only lasts for about a year, right? And then you have to either pay to re-up it or you need to compete in your first pro or in a pro show. I believe that's only for the first years. I think you get 2 or 3 years in between that afterwards. But again, with it being my first pro show, it's kind of the perfect storm to at least step on stage this time, maybe as a warm-up, and then pick a show later down the road to really zero in on. Like I said, typically it doesn't take me long to get lean, so admittedly, 10 weeks or so out, 10, 12 weeks or so out is when I start to really get on the diet. 8 weeks is really when I barrel in hard because again, I don't need too much time to get lean like the typical guy who's gonna go on a 16 to 24 week, cut or whatever. And truth be told, along with, what was I gonna say? Along with needing to tend to a couple injuries, I talked about falling off a roof. I never made so if you watch the chest video that I hopefully dropped before this, I never made the video explaining the injury like I should have. So long story short, in Tennessee, I fell off of a roof I fell off of a second story roof onto the first story of a metal roof. Hurt my shoulder. Don't think anything was broken because I could still move it in all like planes, but it was stiff as fuck in the morning, and the first couple days it hurt like hell. And it still is stiff, but as you see in the chest video, I completed a light chest day for the first time last week, and it felt half decent. But again, along with wanting to heal those injuries, I kind of want to eat. You're on more of a diet than, obviously on a diet than when you're competing. With me being a little bit leaner, I can consume a little bit more calories than your average person, but you still are restraining yourself from, the things you want to eat, wings, pizza, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Yeah, so I'll leave this up to kind of the team here, the comments. We either take a little time off, heal the body up, skip the show, pay the fee, and compete again later in the year, or we use this show as a warm-up, kind of see exactly what we can pull out. Maybe we place and get a little check, maybe we don't. I don't like the maybe we don't portion, if I'm being honest with you, but we can hop in the show, do that, or wait later in the summer, post-summer, whatever, and give a good run for a pro title or a pro W. You guys let me know what you think specifically, and we'll go from there. Hopefully I can keep the content coming consistently. If you have not checked me out on TikTok yet, TikTok is probably the most used platform right now personally, just because it's easier for me to upload a little talking head video than it is for me to do these sometimes. I'm trying to get back to being better at just sitting down and getting in front of the camera. If you watch the video where I obtain the pro card, you can kind of see, sometimes I fly by the seat of my pants a little bit. A lot of guys zero in on a show like months before. They're gonna say, it could be August, and they're gonna say, oh yeah, I'm gonna step on stage next March, next April, whatever. And they really start slowly trickling in, 20 something weeks out, 16 weeks out, and really start to dial in. Me, I just kind of see a show and I say, I think I'll show up. People buy coaches and go to posing practice. I do that because you do need to pose specifically for, competing. And really, that's more so because, again, I'm naturally lean. It doesn't take me as long as the next guy to get super lean. If it were, if we were doing powerlifting or, let's just say like a fighting championship or something like that, my training would have to be a little bit more, specific, hardcore, whatever you want to say. Or my prep, rather, would have to be a little bit more specific, hardcore, whatever you want to say. But this is natural bodybuilding. So I've been lifting bodybuilding basically since post-sports. And Like I said, it's natural, so it ain't really a lot of, you either got it or you don't, in my opinion. But I got some Chipotle here I'm gonna finish up and get back to work. So thank you guys for watching this video. Like, comment, subscribe as usual. Peace.